The Volkswagen Passat is the most successful mid-size car in the whole world. Since the car has been launched about 45 years ago, Volkswagen sold more than 30 million units. And now they present the new Passat. But I have to be honest, this is not a new one, it's just a facelift. But today we drive the new Passat, but to make it more interesting, we do drive the Passat GTE.
The exterior of the Passat has only been slightly sharpened. For example, a new front bumper and a revised radiator grille are shown at the front. However, the new Passat is now the second Volkswagen after the Touareg with IQ Light, and so it can be ordered with LED matrix headlights.
Of course, the interior of the new Passat has been modernized as well, so you do now find the newest version of a digital cockpit with an 11.7-inch screen. Important here is it is, let's say, the same screen or technology as with other Volkswagen cars, but what they did here is they put the side side controls out of this screen. So this gives you a bigger screen. It looks like a bigger one, so you have more space for the things you want to have to be configured the way you want. On top of this, you do find an up to 9.2-inch touchscreen in the center console with the Discover Pro system, and that of course is something where you have gesture control. If you come close to it, you find extra elements you can use, and that really works absolutely well. So this asset now is a really state-of-the-art interior and infotainment. My car is featuring the Ergo Comfort seats, which are new from Volkswagen for the Passat. And they're quite proud of these seats. And when you drive the car with these seats mounted, it really is a pleasure to drive. You have loads of comfort, loads of support, and it's really a relaxing drive. And so I think they should be proud of it. Of course, the new Passat must be practical. And when we talk about the compartment for storage inside of the car, you really do find what you expect. You have very big compartments here. The front in the door of driver and passenger side is the same for really big bottles. You have extra space here. You do find two cup holders in the center console. You do find another compartment here at the front with which you can use for wireless charging. And you do of course have under your armrest another compartment which is of a proper size. So that really is the amount of space inside of a Passat which you expect. On top, very important, is you do find here at the front only a USB-C socket. So if you use an older phone, you may have to buy an adapter. The Passat GTE offers the same boot size as the Passat Estate, which means we do have 650 liters with the rear seats up, 1,750 with the rear seats fold down. So that means with the GTE you do not miss or lose any. And what I really like is this extra compartment down here, which gives you extra space, and we use that for our cable to load the car. And so I really have to say, you don't have to just say I couldn't use the car as I used the standard Estate only because you want to drive the plug-in hybrid.
As at the front, you will also find a new bumper at the rear. Also new are the LED taillights, whose brake light now featuring a change in the light signature.
For the new Passat, there are diesel engines available with a power range between 88 up to 176 kilowatts and petrol engines between 110 up to 200 kilowatts of maximum power output. Of course, you will have the Passat as a front-wheel powered car, but you can order it as a four-wheel drive. And gear shifting is easy either with a manual gearbox or a DSG. But I'm a lot more interested in the new GTE and its technology, and of course the changes since the last version. And with the new one we do have a 1.4-liter TSI engine with 115 kilowatts, and this is combined with an electric motor that delivers 85 kilowatt, and that gives us a system output of 160 kilowatt in total. But I think more important is the new electric range, because the new car now features more than 55 kilometers measured to WLTP, and that is a lot more than the predecessor. And one reason for that is the new battery, because the new battery delivers 13 kilowatt hours of maximum capacity. That's about 31% more than the old one, but the packaging, so the size is the same. It weighs 10 kilograms less. And important, that happens because they completely reinvented the packaging and the technology of the battery. So you got less weight, same size, and more power. And on top of this, with that car, you're gonna get a 50-liter gas tank. So this in combination really gives you a maximum range to really enjoy your car. But I think very important with the GTE is driving fully electric. So that car can be charged as a standard household socket in 5.5 hours overnight easily. So that really gives you the car in the morning fully charged to just enjoy pure electric driving, or if you have a longer distance, you just use the combination of both engines. The Passat GTE offers you 160 kilowatts maximum power. And if you drive the car in standard mode and you put the pedal to the metal, you do expect a bit of acceleration, but the car then is quite easy and comfy. So you would not get what you expect. But if you change using the gear shift knob into S, which you normally would expect will be S, but it is a B here because it's called boost, then you really get the full power out of this new powertrain. And if you then push the pedal to the metal, something really nice happens. Of course, the new Passat is featuring different drive modes if you want, and there is something new that comes with it. Now you can not only choose the drive mode like Sport, or Eco or Comfort, you can also have a free configurable mode, which is your own mode then. But this is not new. New is that if you configure this mode for yourself, you can now configure the DCC system not only in 3 different steps, you can completely free adjust that from very comfortable to extremely sporty, exactly the way you want. I'm not 100% sure what Volkswagen says about the official number of the consumption of the Passat GTE, but I think something about 1.5 liter. But that's of absolutely no use because that includes the battery. But the funny thing is, if you drive the car a bit longer like we did during our test drive, you will see numbers like we did, about 3 liter per 100 kilometer driven, and you also will see things like 9 liters per 100 kilometer driven. Because the thing is that the car really makes it happen that if you drive the right way on the right roads, you can really have a very, very low rate. And that makes perfect sense. But on the other hand, if you drive quick on a motorway, you of course will use loads of petrol. And so I think it's very important to think about what is your day-to-day driving, because if you are the right person, this car really can save you some money. Of course, there is a whole variety of driver assistance and safety systems available for the new Passat. Some of them are coming as standard, some of them you have to pay extra for. But there is one new system which I like a lot. They call it Travel Assist, and this system is just using parts of all the other systems to provide you with, let's say, the partly autonomous driving. So with that system engaged, the car will stay not only in the middle of the road, it will not only keep the distance to the car in front of you, it will also work with the traffic sign recognition to adapt the speed the way it should be. And the good thing here is it works with the sat-nav and radar sensors as well. So that means if you come to a, let's say, roundabout, the car will reduce the speed. If there is a very short or a very tight bend, the car will reduce the speed. And even if you want to use an exit, the car will know this and will adapt the speed of the car. And that really provides you, especially on long trips, with a lot more comfort and safety. My car is featuring the new capacitive steering wheel, which means you do not have to steer to tell the traffic assist, the autonomous drive assist of the car, that you are on board and under control of the car. It is enough if you just have your hands on the steering wheel. And this is a feature where I think this is something which gives you comfort and safety. Now let's Let's talk about some things I do not like so much with the new Passat. There is one thing which we all know already from the new Golf, which means we do not have any buttons here at the new infotainment to reduce or increase the volume or to zoom in and out of the map. Of course, I'm an old man and you may get used to it, but this is something I don't like, and I know there are many people who do not like this. One other thing is, maybe you remember with the old car you have had a watch up here, a clock, which I really like because that was the typical Passat. Now it's gone and there's only a signature which tells me I'm driving a Passat. I'm not a big fan of that. And the other thing is the new head-up display. Because what they brought into the car here is this small, tiny one with this piece of glass that comes out of your dashboard. And this really is very, very tiny. And I think that doesn't provide me with any extra because it's right above of my cockpit and it does not project the speed information or the stuff onto the road in front of the car. It's just a very tiny extra display. And I think if you want to play with the big boys in this segment, like let's talk about Audi, you have to provide or offer a proper head-up display, because if not, it doesn't make sense to offer it at all. I really took my time to think about what do I not like with the new Passat. And I have to tell you, when I think about quality, craftsmanship, materials, practicability, technology, it is really hard to find any downsides of the car, except the 3 ones I already told you. And I have to tell you, sorry if I can't deliver what you want, but I really don't want to say this is not okay, because everything in here is absolutely fine. That was my test drive with the brand new Volkswagen Passat with the facelift. But what I like with that car is it really delivers what you expect from a Passat and what makes that model so successful. It is quite a nice shell, it offers loads of room, it is very comfortable, and now it features new driver assist and safety systems, which means one thing I really like is the travel assist, which really gives you partly autonomous driving. It features a new infotainment system, so the car is now really fully connected. And with our car here, with the GTE, I really do like the powertrain a lot, because you can have a bit more than 50 kilometers of pure electric range, which gives you everything you need for day-to-day driving. And if you want to do a long-range trip, not a problem, because you have 50 liters of petrol on board as well. Regarding to the price of the GTE, Volkswagen didn't communicate this yet, but I can tell you, if you expect something between 44,000 to 45,000 euros in Germany, that should be a reasonable thing.